Hello student, in today's class we will discuss ratio, proportion and partnership exercise part 7. Now our indexes is memory based question in these slides, okay? And then we summarize our today's lecture. Now there is a disclaimer. The images used in our slide deck are for educational purposes only. We respect the intellectual property rights of the original creators and owners of these images. If you are the owner of any of the images used in this deck and have any concern or issues, please contact us at sathi@iitk.ac.in and we shall remove the images. Now first we see the formula of ratios, proportion and partnership. Now the first formula of ratio is definition of ratio. How we can represent the ratio? So when we compare two numbers or two same magnitude things, A ratio B, so we can write it A to B, A upon B in fraction form, or in the ratios A ratio B. The representation of A ratio B is A colon B. Clear? So in the same way, equivalent ratio A upon B equals to C upon D. If it is given that, then we can write it A into D equals to B into C. Simplifying ratio. Ratios will always be in simplified form. What it means? It means their greatest common divisor should always be 1. It means only one can be number who divide both the numbers. Okay. Now what is mixed ratio? Let X and Y and M and N to be the two ratios. Then MX ratio and Y is called the mixed ratio. Clear? What is duplicate ratio? Duplicate ratio, when the ratios of X ratio Y is represented in the form of X square ratio Y square, then this ratio is called duplicate ratio. In the same way, what is subduplicate ratio? The square root of a certain ratio is called subduplicate ratio. So if ratio is given X ratio Y, then the subduplicate ratio will be under root X ratio under root Y. Next one, triplicate ratio. The cube of a certain ratio is called triplicate ratio. So if the ratio is given A ratio B, then triplicate ratio will be A cube ratio B cube. In the same way, subtriplicate ratio is equals to cube root of a certain ratio is called subtriplicate ratio. So if it is given that the ratio is A ratio B, then cube root of A ratio cube root of B is subtriplicate ratio. What is inverse ratio? The inverse reciprocal of the quantities of the ratio is called its inverse ratio. Okay. So if it is given that the ratio A ratio B, then 1 upon A ratio 1 upon B is called inverse ratio. What is compound ratio? Compound ratio of two or more ratios says when we product the all the numerator and making product of all the denominator. For example, if we have the ratio A upon B, C upon D and E upon F, so we can write it A into C into E upon B into D into F, and this is called compound ratio. Now see the formula of proportion. First, we understand the what is proportion. When two ratios are equal, then we say that that these two ratios are in same proportion. Okay. How we can represent? We can represent in this formation of a proportion. A ratio B proportionate C ratio D. So A is called first proportion, B is called second proportion, C is called third proportion and D is called fourth proportion. Next one is cross multiplication. We can cross multiplying this equation when we know that both the ratios are equal. So A into D equals to B into C. Next one is continued proportion. If A upon B equals to B upon C, then B is mean proportion between A and C, and we can represent in the form of B square equals to A into C. And this is also called mean proportion. Okay, or continued proportion. So direct proportion is if X and Y are directly proportion, then we can write it X upon Y equals to K, where K is constant. So we can write it in other form X equals to KY. Clear? Where K is constant. Same way, inverse proportion, if X and Y are inversely proportional, then X into Y equals to K. Again, K is constant, and in other formation we can write it Y equals to K upon X, where K is constant. Next one is partnership concept. If a group of n person invested different amounts for different periods, then their profit is in the ratio is A multiplied by T1, ratio B multiplying by T2, ratio C multiplying by T3, D multiplying by T4 and dash 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 X into Tn. where first person invested amount A for T1 period of time. Okay. In the same way, second person invested amount of B for T2 period of time, and so on. Clear? Now let's see some questions. Now the first question is, the income of A, B and C are in the ratio 7, ratio 9, ratio 12, and their spending are in the ratio 8, ratio 9, ratio 15. If A saves 1/4 of his income, then the saving of A, B and C are in the ratio. You have 5 options and 10 seconds to analyze the question. Your time start now. Now time's up. Let's see the solution. Now we can let the number as 7x, 9x and 12x because it is given that the ratio is 7, ratio 9, ratio 12. So we can let the number 7x, 9x and 12x. And it is also given that their expenditures ratio, okay, which is 8, ratio 9, ratio 15. So we can let the expenditure is 8y, 9y and 15y. Now according to question says that A saves 7x is income, 8y his expenditure, and his expenditure is saving is 7x by 4. His total 1/4 of his total income. So his total income is 7x divided by 4. So when we calculate it, we get 28x minus 32y is equals to 7x. So 21x equals to 32y. From that equation, we get value of y in the form of x, which is 21x upon 32. So A saving is 7x by 4. By this value of y, we can calculate the value of saving of B and saving of C. So we put 9x minus 9y, and y is 21x upon 32. So we put the value and we get the saving of B, which is 99x upon 32. In the same way, C saving will be, we know that the income of C is 12x and expenditure of saving is 15y. We put the value of y, which is 21x upon 32. When we calculate it, we get 69x upon 32. So make the ratio of saving. 7x upon 4 is A's saving, 99x upon 32 is B's saving, and 69x upon 32 is C's saving. So we take the LCM of 4, 32 and 32, which is 32. When we solve it, we get the ratio of savings of ABC, which is 56, ratio 99, ratio 69. So D is the correct answer. Next one. The ratio of income to the expenditure of a family is 10:7. If the family expenses are rupees 10,500, then the saving of the family. You have 5 options and 10 seconds to solve this question. Your time start now. Now time's up. Let's see the solution. Question says that his income and expenditure ratio is 10:7. So we can let it. Income is 10x and expenditure is 7x. So their saving will be, and it is also given that their expenses. Clear? So mention that 7x equals to 10,500. So we can calculate the value of x, which is 1500. So what will be the saving? Saving is always income minus expenditure. So income is 10x. Expenditure is 7x. So saving will be 3x. And we know the value of x. So we multiply it 3 multiplying by 1500, which is 4500 is the correct answer. Next one. The ratio of incomes of P and Q is 3:4 and the ratio of their expenditure is 2:3. If both of them save 6,000 rupees, the total income of P. You have 5 options and 10 seconds to solve this question. Your time start now. Now time's up. Let's see the solution. Income of P and Q is 3x and 4x and their expenditure is 2y and 3y because the ratio of expenditure is 2:3. So question says that their savings are equal. Clear? So we can say that 3x minus 2y is equals to 4x minus 3y. When we calculate it, we know that x equals to y. So according to question, 3x minus 2y equals to 6,000. So when we put the value of x in place of y, we calculated 3x minus 2x, which is 6,000. So x equals to 6,000. So income of P equals to 3x. So we multiplying 3 into 6,000, which is 18,000. So C is the correct answer. Next one. The student in 3 classes are in the ratio 2:3:5. If 20 students are increased in each class, the ratio changes to 4:5:7. The total number of students before increase, the total number of students before the increase was. You have 5 options and 10 seconds to solve this question. Your time start now. Now time's up. Let's see the solution. Let the number of students in 3 classes is 2x, 3x and 5x, because it is given that the ratio of the student is 2:3:5. So according to question, 2x plus 20 upon 3x plus 20 is given that in the ratio of 4:5. Clear? So we can calculate it. We get the value of x, which is 10. So the number of students before increase will be 10 into 10, because it is given that total number of the student will be 3 plus 2 plus 5, which is 10, multiplying by x value, which is 10. So it will become 100. Clear? Next one. What number should be added or subtracted from each term of the ratio 17:24 so that it becomes equals to 1:2? We have 5 options and 10 seconds to analyze the question. Your time start now. Now time's up. Let's see the solution. Now in this question there will be 2 conditions. Okay, we can add or subtract. So we will see both the conditions. Now the first condition, let the number added be x. So what will be the formation? 17 plus x upon 24 plus x is equals to 1/2. When we solve it, we get x equals to minus 10. It means it represents we subtract the value of x. So let the number, will be subtraction. Okay. So the number we subtracted. So 17 minus x upon 24 minus x equals to 1/2. When we solve it, we get x equals to 10. So therefore, 10 should be subtracted from this ratio. Then the ratio will become 1:2. So D is the correct answer. Next one. The number of students in 3 classes are in the ratio 2:3:4. If 12 students are increased in each class, the ratio changes to 8:11:14. The total number of students in 3 classes in the beginning was. You have 5 options and 10 seconds to analyze the question. Your time start now. Time's up. Let's see the solution. According to question, 2x plus 12 upon 3x plus 12 is equals to 8/11. We can say that because 2:3:4 given that the student in the class. Okay. So when we add 12 students, the ratio will become 8:11:14. So when we take only 2 students ratio, 2:3, so we can add it 12 and get the ratio 8/11. When we solve it, we get the ratio value of x, which is 18. So the total number of students, when we add it, we know that 2 plus 3 plus 4 it become 9 and x equals to 18. So multiplying 18 into 9, which is 162. So before the increasing of the student, the number of student is 162. Next one. 2 numbers are in the ratio 3:5. If 9 is subtracted from each, they are in the ratio 12:23. Find the smallest number. You have 5 options and 10 seconds to analyze the question. Your time start now. Now time's up. Let's see the solution. According to question, 3x minus 9 upon 5x minus 9 is 12 upon 13. According to question. So when we solve it, we get 69 minus 207 equals to 60x minus 108. When we calculate, we get the value of x, which is 11. So question says that find the smaller number. Smaller number is 3. Clear? So 3 multiplying by 11, which is 33. So B is the correct answer. Next one. A start a business with rupees 4,000. B join him after 3 months with the rupees 16,000. Find the ratio of their profits at the end of the year. You have 5 options and 10 seconds to analyze the question. Your time start now. Now time's up. Let's see the solution. Now it is given that the investment of A and B is 4,000 and 16,000. So when we make the ratio, it will become 1:4. Now the time period which he spent, A spent for 12 months, B spent for 9 months. When we make simplifying in the ratio form, it will become 4:3. So we know that the ratio of profit will be time into amount. So 1 multiplying by 4 ratio 4 multiplying by 3, which will become 4:12. When we simplified it, we get 1:3. So the profit ratio of A and B will be 1:3. Next one. A box has 210 coins of the denomination of 1 rupee 50 paise only. The ratio of their respective values is 13:11. Okay. The number of 1 rupees coin is, you have 5 options and 10 seconds to analyze the question. Your time start now. Now time's up. Let's see the solution. Ratio of respective values of 1 rupee coin and 50 paise coin is 13:11. It is given. So in a rupee, 1 rupee is equals to 1 coin. Or in a rupee, 50 paise, it means 2 coins. So ratio of the number of coins will be 13 multiplied by 1. Ratio 11 multiplied by 2, which becomes 13:22. So the total number of coins, when we add up, we get 35 units. So it is given that the total number of coin in the question is 210. So 35 unit is equals to 210. So what will be the number of 1 rupee coin, which is 13. So 13 upon 35 multiplied by 210, which is 78. D is the correct answer. Next one. If 378 coins consist of rupee 1 rupee 50 paise and 25 paise, whose value are in the ratio 13:11:7, the number of 50 paise coins, you have 5 options and 10 seconds to analyze the question. Your time start now. Time's up. Let's see the solution. Now, ratio of respective value of 1 rupee coin, 50 paise coins and 25 paise coins are in the ratio 13:11:7. So in a rupee, 1 rupee coin is 1. In a rupee, 50 paise coin will be 2. In a rupee, 25 paise coin will be 4. So ratio of number of coins would be 13 multiplied by 1, ratio 11 multiplied by 2, because these are the values of the coins. So 7 multiplied by 4, which will become 13 ratio 22 ratio 28. So the total number of coin will become 63, which is equals to, given that 378 coins. So when we solve it, we get 378 coins equals to 63. So number of 50 paise coin, which is, we know that 22. So 22 upon 63 multiplied by 378. When we solve it, we get 132 number of coins. So A is the correct answer. Next one is, the ratio between Sumit and Prakash age at present is 2:3. Sumit is 6 years younger than Prakash. The ratio of Sumit's age to Prakash age after 6 years will be, you have 5 options and 10 seconds to analyze the question. Your time start now. Time's up. Let's see the solution. According to question, the present age of Sumit and Prakash is 2x and 3x. Clear? And it is also given that the Sumit is 6 years younger than Prakash. So 3x minus 2x equals to 6. So x equals to 6. So required ratio will be 2 into x equals to 6 plus 6 upon 3 into x, which is 6 plus 6. When we solve it, we get 18 upon 24, which is 3:4. So D is the correct answer. Next one. The ratio of the ages of Ram and Rahim is 10 years ago was 1:3, and the ratio of their ages 5 years hence will be 2:3. Then the ratio of their present age is, you have 5 options and 10 seconds to analyze the question. Your time start now. Now time's up. Let's see the solution. Let the age of Ram and Rahim 10 years ago be x and 3x. Okay. After 5 years from now, so it will become x plus 15 upon 3x plus 15, which is given in the ratio of 2:3. So we can compare it. We get the value of x, which is 5. When we solve it, we get the value of x. So question says that the ratio of the present age. So x is the age of 10 years ago. So we can add 10, x plus 10, ratio 3x plus 10, which will become 15:25. When we simplify it, we get 3:5. B is the correct answer. Next one. A person distributed his pen among 4 friends A, B, C and D in the ratio 1/3, ratio 1/4, ratio 1/5, ratio 1/6. What is the minimum number of pen that the person should have? You have 5 options and 10 seconds to analyze the question. Now time's up. Let's see the solution. Ratio of pen is given in the form of fraction. So 1/3, ratio 1/4, ratio 1/5, ratio 1/6. First we make them in integer form. So what we can do? We take the LCM of the denominator. 3, 4, 5, 6. LCM will be 60. So when we calculate it, we get 20:15:12:10. Clear? So the ratio of the number of pens, minimum number of pen will be, we add up all these ratios, 20 plus 15 plus 12 plus 10, which becomes 57. So minimum number of pen should be 57. So C is the correct answer. Next. If A is 4/5 of B, B is 5/2 of C, then the ratio of A and C. You have 5 options and 10 seconds to solve this question. Your time start now. Now time's up. Let's see the solution. If A equals to 4/5 of B and B equals to 5/5 of C, so we can write it A upon B equals to 4/5 and B by C we can write it in form of 5/2. So in the both equation we can see that the value of B is equal in both ratios. So we can write it A ratio B ratio C is equals to 4:5:2. So the ratio of A ratio C will be 4:2. When we simplified it, we get 2:1. So B is the correct answer. Next one. If A and B are in the ratio 3:4 and B and C in the ratio 12:13, then A and C will be in the ratio. You have 5 options and 10 seconds to analyze the question. Your time start now. Now time's up. Let's see the solution. Now the question says that A ratio B is 3:4. B ratio C is 12:13. So first thing we need to do, we equating the value of B. In the first ratio, value of B is 4, but in the second ratio, value of B is 12. So in first ratio, we make the value of B is 12. So what we can do, we multiplying B in numerator and denominator of A ratio B. So it will become A ratio B ratio C is equals to 3 multiplying by 3 ratio 4 multiplying by 3 ratio 13. So the ratio will become A ratio B ratio C, it become 9:12:13. So the question asks them, what is the ratio of A and C? Value of A is 9, value of C is 13. So it will become 9:13. B is the correct answer. Next one. Two numbers are in the ratio 2:3. If 2 is subtracted from the first and 2 is added to the second, the ratio become 1:2. The sum of the two numbers is, you have 5 options and 10 seconds to solve this question. Your time start now. Now time's up. Let's see the solution. Now the question says that two numbers are in the ratio 2:3. So we can let the number 2x and 3x. In first condition, it is says that 2 is subtracted from the first number. So we make them 2x minus 2 upon, in the second number, 3x plus 2. We add the 2 and the ratio become 1:2. When we solve it, we get the value of x, which is 6. So question says that the sum of these two numbers. So these two numbers will be 2 plus 3, which is 5x, and value of x is 6. So we put it 6 into 5 equals to 30. So A is the correct answer. Now we summarize our today's lecture. First is ratio. What is ratio? A comparison of two quantities expressed as a fraction showing how much of one quantity exists relative to another. For example, the ratio of 2 and 3 can be written in the form of 2:3 or 2 upon 3. Clear? What is proportion? An equation that states two ratios are equal. When two ratios are equal, we can say that these two ratios are in same proportionate. For example, A upon B equals to C upon D. Then we can say that A, B, C and D are in same proportion. Or we can say that A is first proportion, B is second proportion, C is third proportion and D is fourth proportion. Clear? Now, what is partnership? In a business context, a partnership is a legal arrangement where two or more individuals share ownership and management of the business. Profits and losses are typically shared based on the ratio of their investment or agreed terms. Okay? Now, thank you, everyone.